Okay, hi Everett. Um, yeah, I know your real name is something else, huh? You're Everett's Vlog, and I shorten it to Everett's as if that's your name. But I like to use people's handles because, sometimes people are like Zach this. I don't know who they mean, or Gary, If you use the handle, somebody can type in the handle and find the person. So I forget sometimes, but basically, hi Everett's. Okay, on induction. The thing is this. The way you solve this problem is you have to get rid of the classical definitions of truth. Um, I do want truth in my philosophy, but here's the thing. In a skeptical philosophy, we assent to what appears to be the case. And what that means is that all we have to go on is sense information. So for example, certain kinds of objectivity like Rand is an example of this, but a lot of people borrow this language that, we get truth from our reasoning. No, you don't get truth from your reasoning. You get truth from your senses. Now, people don't like that because they know the senses can be fooled on all sorts of stuff. But that's the way it is. And if you start from the fact that you have this great body of this perception data, some of which is sense data, and you can sort out and try to figure out which is the sense data, then all knowledge that you have, all knowledge terms, have to be defined in terms of processing the set of sense data. And one thing that's obvious from that is that your knowledge is always about the past. You pointed out this, even our experience of the now is actually moments old, and noticeable, measurable, scientifically measurable moments. We're talking, quarter of a second. It's old. We're probably less than a quarter of a second, but I mean it's on these scales. Um, and so it's all about knowledge that's, somebody might come along, it's all about knowledge that's in the past, okay? It's necessarily knowledge that's in the past. Reasoning would make you think that you could get a truth about the future, but no, you can't increase the truth. Its logic doesn't work that way. Logic manipulates, it tries to manipulate ideas without introducing more error, but it can't actually increase the truth in the source principles and the source information. And with something like induction, you can't have truth in this framework where all knowledge is about the past, because of course the future, what was the future, becomes the past, and we can see, we can write down, wait, is the sun going to come up again? We can wait 5 days and see, oh, it did come up 5 days in a row again. So induction is a truth, but again, it's a truth about the past. In other words, induction has held in the past. Okay, we'll never know that it's going to hold in the future. We never know anything like that. We can't expect that. We can't want that. We can't base our desire to be truthful on that. It's always about the past. So we don't have an expectation that deduction or induction or any other cognitive process is going to get us a truth about the future, or a truth that's beyond what the senses have told us. So, that's the basic difference. If you do that, then you start to have to redefine a lot of the cognitive terms, knowledge and truth, and so on. And that's basically, that's the point of what I call relativistic skepticism, is to make those definitions and expectations such that they make sense. We'll never prove that things won't change radically. I mean, if we were in a matrix, yeah, somebody could turn that off or change the law of physics overnight. For some reason, they've never done that. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe it is. In any case, we are limited to the information that we have so far. And that's just a fact of life. If your urge to be correct and to know the truth tries to reach beyond that, then you might as well be trying to be a god. You just can't do it. You could look for the fountain of youth forever. You're not going to find it. It's a failed search. So give up on that. Redefine all the terms in terms of sense experience and processing sense experience, and realize it's all about understanding the past. But it doesn't mean we don't have any hook to the future insofar as the past future is knowable. In other words, things that were in the future that are now in the past, we can know. And so we know in the past induction worked. We know continuity is the law of nature in the past. We don't know this in the future, but we do know that it was a good bet in the past. So that's more than zero reason to believe it right now, and even apply it to the future when taking risks and making bets, like I'm gonna arrange to have breakfast with my friend tomorrow. There's a risk the sun won't come up. But there is reason to believe that just because it's worked in the past. And you say, oh, but I don't know it'll work in the future. You're right, I don't. All I know is that it's worked in the past futures. Okay, does that make sense to you?